What was built in 1914, weighs 6,800 tons, displays thousands of books, and is home for 350 people from over 35 countries. Welcome aboard the MV Doulos.
I'm the chief cook here in the galley, and I have been here for about 6 months now.
My name is Marcos Chaco. We come from the land of India.
Hello, my name's Susie from New Zealand, and my function on the ship is as a photographer. I've been involved for about 6 years.
I am Bagus Suryantoro, and I come from Indonesia.
Coming from Latin America, to be on the ship is actually a privilege.
My name is Tiping. I come from Singapore. I'm a marine engineer by profession, and I've been on this ship for 2 years now.
Hi, darling.
The ship's captain is George Booth, who lives on board with his wife and 3 children. The children, born on 3 different continents, have spent most of their lives on the ship. As captain, what contribution does he see the Doulos making?
If you look at the posters, it always says the book ship Doulos, or the book exhibition ship. And one of our prime thrusts is literature. Bringing literature to different countries around the world. We find that the greatest response to our bringing literature is in the third world country, in undeveloped nations. And there have been many examples in the last 10 years of countries actually overwhelmed with our bringing books in, inviting us to come. I think of one country in particular when the ship was in West Africa. In fact, the country had been so impoverished and it was so difficult for them that they had not imported a single book in the last 10 years. And when we arrived there, we found that students at universities and schools were sharing a single book amongst 10 of them. The United Nations has long said that there is a literature famine in the world. And we find that there are literacy programs, people are being taught to read, but who is supplying the reading matter? Our aim is to bring good books to all people around the world.
I work in the book exhibition here on board, and that means I work in the bookstore. I am the head cashier, so I work with the cash desk most of the time.
Catherine, like the rest of the crew, is a volunteer. While the majority are supported by home churches and friends, Catherine is supported mainly by family. Her mother works as a seamstress to meet Catherine's shipboard costs.
It's not easy for a Latin to come out of their country because of the economical situation, and once you get that opportunity is to get the most of it. That's why I do try to do the best of my time while on board.
Along with many other crew members, Catherine performs in regular cultural evenings. These bring the international flavour to thousands of people in ports all over the world.
Sometimes you want to express your feeling, your sadness, your joy, and whatever the problem in your heart. You cannot express it, but you can do it through the music. And actually, I like very much singing. And I like to sing with my Indonesian friends. And when we share from country to country, we sing in our language, or we sing in other groups. This is a really amazing privilege also to share something through the music.
While being on board the ship, there are so many things that we have learned. But primarily, it has been an exposure to come out of our country and visit other nations and to really learn a lot of things from peoples of these nations.
Accommodation for families on Doulos may not be as spacious as they're normally accustomed to. Along with the Chaco's children, there are 37 others, 14 of whom are school age.
Yes, it's very interesting for the children to be at school here because they get individual attention. And as we go from port to port and country to country, the teachers try and take them out to see different sites that are of interest to them. So it is really having geography lesson right on hand.
Well, sometimes it's not easy teaching all these different cultures and countries, but we try to just make it middle of the road. Just teach the things that the children need to know all the time. Reading, writing, spelling, math, and baking a cake. Oh no, a cockroach fell in the soup. Swimming.
When the children aren't baking, Swiss chef Joseph dons an apron and turns out over 1,000 meals per day. It's no small task to cater for the many and varied tastes on board.
I think that is one of the biggest challenges here on the ship. There are, of course, misunderstandings, but I can really feel, as they are working without a paid job, that they like to work here. They know what they want to do here. They really want to serve God and help that other people can get to know Him. So often the job is quite hard, and I have had never a situation where people are so obedient or just really follow the instructions and work together like here.
Well, being a very old ship with an all-volunteer crew, we're often asked what sort of standards we have on the ship of safety, what sort of manning levels do we have, do we actually pay the working people on the ship. And the answer is that everybody on the ship is under the same conditions. I serve as a volunteer, everybody serves as a volunteer. And well, we're also asked, do you have a lot of people who have no real sea experience? And that is true. In fact, if anybody from a professional capacity wants to come and work on the ship, the one thing that they've got to be prepared to do is to train.
T. Peng is a marine engineer who's worked on board for 2 years and trains many workers in marine engineering. Like most others, T. Peng has made sacrifices to serve on board.
One of the things that I do before coming on board the ship is to save enough money to provide for my parents. Even I'm the sole breadwinner in the family, and I have to make sure that my parents are being provided for before I can come and join the ship. So it took me 4 years to save up that sum for the 2-year period.
Another skilled person is Susie Burton, a photographer who's spent 6 years aboard the OM ships.
But I'm just sorting through some pictures here for an exhibition, a display upstairs on the book exhibition. And these pictures represent a lot of experiences and memories for me on the ship and for everybody else who's been involved. And I just love this picture because the light's pouring in the porthole here and all the dust stirred up, and just the atmosphere of these guys who come and work on the ship and serve with willing hands, whether they know anything about this kind of work or not. And I just love the atmosphere of the hard work and the dust and the dirt down there. I really love the community life, and it's wonderful to be able to combine my photography with my faith.
Many people are being changed by this coming in contact with the ship and the ship people. So these people include those on the ship and those off the ship. And the Chinese said that you can change the landscape but not the human character. But here I've seen human characters being changed, and that includes myself and includes a lot of other people too. So to be able to make a contribution to this change is quite rewarding for me.
One thing that's so amazing in my job is that I found that even though there are different culture or there are different behavior, but I never find that any serious problem with them. I mean, because we have something in common, because we have the same Jesus.
This is the life for me.